Hi there, Martin here from Giles Picking the Guitar. Here's another great tune to learn, The Weight by the Band. For the weight, you're going to need a cracking intro, and that's exactly what it is. Right, I'm going to show you how I do it. Whether it's exactly the same, I don't know. It kind of sounds pretty close. Do excuse me if there's a few notes gone astray, but it's something like this. And what I'll do, I'll walk you through the chords, the notes, I'll say there. And I've got a worksheet that will be downloadable on the link, so you can check on the tab, correct it as you see fit. Okay, so it kind of starts with up here on the, I'm using my third finger to kick off, on the D string on 9, and it slides up to 11. You don't have to do that, you can just go from 11. See what I'm doing there? And then your first finger grabs the 9 on G. So, and then you have, it's kind of like a hammer-on. I've been watching Robbie Robertson do this, and he kind of hammers on there, hammers on then with the third finger, and he kind of bangs down. It seems like these two, and it sounds like it as well, doesn't it? So it's quite rusticy on the actual. It's a real acoustic guitar sound on the recording, almost bluesy Americano type sound. Bangs down, and he picks this note here, which is the A note, and I'm playing with my second finger, so I'm kind of banging down with these two, my third finger onto 11G, and then my second finger here is come down on the A note, so the A note, sorry, it's the B string, and I'm on 10 there, so and then there's a hammer on here, so you stay in that position, then you hammer the G string, which is on 11, kind of hammer on to 11 on the G string and then back off, so you're playing the 9, whether you do that or not. So let's, all the notes seem to be ringing, overlapping with each other, so it gives it that kind of bluesy, acousticy, folky sound, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the next phrase comes up here onto the D string. Again, you're kind of always almost barring with this first finger, and then you hammer on to 11 from 9 on the D string, and you stay this time and play it, catching the string underneath as well. Hammer, play, all together. Maybe not as much as that, maybe less of the note. And then there's a drop down or a slide, however you drag it down there to position on the 7th fret and the 9th. And here you do something like a double, triple hammer on with your third finger. Now I'm barring mainly across the D and the G. My third finger is going to bang on the 9 on D string. So you get this. Just catch that. And that's the phrase there. And then there's a pause and you get the I think he's staying here to make a dunna dunna, and then from what I'm watching do it live, it kind of almost slides down from, might not be right on the recording, but it sounds similar. It's difficult to grab that last note, so I'm going to do it like this. It's like that, all together. So that's the intro. Fantastic, love that intro. And then we're into the song. Now the song, there's a lot of verses, and there's a cracking chorus. Well, verse, it's all the whole thing's fantastic. So we're going to crack on with the first chord, and it's an A. Now you can play the A down here. If you're working on this A, you know to play the 5 strings. It's open A. You've got your first finger on D2, your second finger on G2, your third finger on B2, open E, 5 strings. You can see that, can't you? Okay, so I pulled in. Then the second chord is a C sharp minor. Now just bear in mind, I will sometimes do this. If you're doing this chord, you know the other A's. So this is obviously not a beginner's song, but you can have a go at it. Yeah, of course you can. So there's an A, this A, or this A, or this A, which is the bar. It's always useful to learn. If you're not even on bar chords yet, have a go at that A, which is just barring those 3 strings with your first finger, pulling in tight. You can do it with a pinch at the back or with your thumb wrapped round, it's up to you. Just have a go at it anyway, get used to doing it, that's the best thing to do. Right, so C sharp minor. So to play a C sharp minor, you can do it like this if you're beginning. So you're putting your first finger on E4, your second finger goes on to B5, your third finger steps up to the D string on 6, and your pinky goes underneath on 6 on the G string. Now you can just do 4 strings there. It is doable. Let's have a look without doing bar chords, he says. Must try it. I pulled into Nazareth. You might take a while walking that in if you just be, you're a big at beginner level. But have a go anyway. Otherwise, if you're used to it, you can go from that position and make your bar your first finger across, and you've got like a bar chord. I always go across the E. Some people prefer to go there and leave the open E. I tend to cover it up and then obviously hit the middle part of the strings mostly when I'm strumming, unless I want to catch that bottom string down there. Just avoid the top one if you want, but it doesn't matter if you do catch it. It's all in the key. You'll just be doing a different bass note. So that's C sharp minor. C sharp minor. Some people I know do play it like that. Quite a difficult one to do. Okay, so the third chord is a D. You can grab this D over here. 4 strings, open D. First finger goes to G2. Second finger down here on E2. Third finger in the middle, B3, 4 strings. And if you're used to your bar chords, you can also grab your, between 5 and 7, you've got your A-shaped bar chord. Just grabbing those 3 strings and the bar across there, quite a difficult chord. You can do it with. Okay, and then you're back to an A. So that line would be, I pulled into Nazareth, I was feeling about half past dead. And then that line continues, it repeats 4 times, and there's your verse. And then each time you do a verse, you do that 4 times. It's a great chord sequence. Okay, yeah, so at the end of that verse, there is a strum, a little kind of accented pattern there, a motif, or whatever we want to call it, and it is this. So, literally, after each A, on each line, on each verse, you hear a down, down, up, up, down, or something like that. Other than that, those are like a driving. Okay, it's driving in with the odd up stroke. and then at the end is that down, 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 up, down. But have a listen to it and play along. Okay, so now we're going to go to the chorus. The chorus is the part that goes, take a load off, take a load. Okay, the chords you really, again, it's from an A, this A or this A. Now the second chord is an E with a G sharp bass, so the bass is doing a run down from the A there. So it's up to you whether you just do the E. If you watch them doing live versions, I think most of them are playing just an E, which is fine. You're singing as well. Or you can try a different type of E shape, which would be something I kind of put in the G sharp bass, especially if I'm playing on my own. And what I do is let me just address the E first. So if you're making an E for the first time, to make an E, you're playing an open E at the top, and then you've got, I'm putting my second finger on A2, third finger on D2, and then your first finger comes over here on G1. Okay, and then you've got an open B and an open E, 6 strings. And that's E or E major, mostly known as E, as opposed to E minor, which is another chord. Okay, so just E. And then we get a D. So A, take a E, load of, and then D, and E. And that repeats A, E, D. Okay, so the other E, which you can have a go at, is what I'm doing here is I'm barring across like an A. It's very much similar to an A, but step up to the A string. So you're going on A2, D2, you kind of basically your first finger goes right across, and you bar A2, D2, G2, and then you're going to grab a G sharp here, this is the bass, with your third finger. Quite a tricky chord. There are different ways of doing it. So this is the, let's say, the hardest way to do it, and then your pinky goes down and grabs 4 on G, on the G string. So actually that's a B note as well. So you've got B note, and E, and a G sharp bass, and there's a B, and then you've got an E. So E slash G sharp. Of course, in the context of the song, you might just grab those 4 top strings here. Because if you're coming down from the A bar here, take a load. Usually let you do that, you can do. Take a load of penny. Take a load for. However, if you find it difficult to get up, it is quite a difficult change to go from that A up to that E and then throw these over. You can really just put them over. Sorry, this third finger goes over to 4E, and it kind of mutes out what would have been the B note or the A2. You can get away with not doing it, and then your pinky comes down onto the G4, and that is a bit easier to do. So take a load. You don't have so much of a movement there. Makes it a bit easier, and you can kind of work into doing that till you automatically your fingers jump up. You're thinking there. Okay, so that is the chorus. It finishes, so the structure is A, E, or E slash G sharp, and at the end there's a slight variation here where, let's go through it. So, take a load, take a load free, take a load of penny. And And then if you want, whichever you do, you can come up here to a D. I kind of quite like that because you can mimic the notes here. Just picking those notes here on the D. You put the Lord, there's no lap on the vocals, all that. And then there's a rundown. Now the rundown, I really want to be here on the A. So you're catching the A. You put the load right on A, and it goes to that G sharp, definitely a G sharp bass. I suppose you could do the E as well, try it out. And then you've got an F sharp minor. Now I'm doing this. And then down to the E, and finishing on a D. It resolves itself there. Now if you're doing the F sharp, if you're doing that shape, F sharp is a bar chord. Possibly one of the easiest if you haven't got bar chords. Not easy, of course, it never is. To put a bit of work in. Bar the second, and then you're making that E minor shape here with your third on A4 and your pinky on D4 and your bar across. Failing that, you can do the old power chord, top two strings. Okay, so once again, so that's. Okay, do that again. Take a look. That's the rundown. Playing the wrong part, sorry. So here's that rundown at the end of the chorus. It does it once after each verse, and it does it twice, I think, after possibly verse 3. Check it out, verse 3 and verse 5 at the end, and that's kind of when the song finishes. So once again you get that. So that'll be the bass line, wouldn't it? So 5 on E, 4 on E, 2 on E, open E, and then the D note. Hope that helps in some way, and take care. Happy strumming.